Hey and hey, it's Leopardess and welcome back to my channel. And in today's video we're going to talk about the Winx Saga. So I have a lot of thoughts on this. So we all seen the trailer and I know a lot of people weren't happy about it, but I've always felt a little different about, the reactions to it. So I watched the Winx Club when it was out. I watched it in college when I was studying for my exams. So when I saw they were going to make a TV series based on the Winx Club, I didn't think that it was going to be exactly like the cartoon. And I wouldn't expect it to be, because if you think about it, when you watch shows like The Vampire Diaries, if you watch The Vampire Diaries, it's not exactly to the T like the books. So I don't expect it to be. Also, like City of Angels, I believe that that book was called. The TV show wasn't exactly like it. People weren't happy with it, but it overall was okay. So this is the same thing I expected with the Winx Club, Winx Saga type stuff, for it to be, okay. It's kind of like stealing from the original story, but not really staying on the story. It's not giving Harry Potter. I didn't read Harry Potter, so I don't even know if everything's exactly the same, but people who read the Harry Potter books love the movie, so I'm guessing that it's to the T. But yeah, I didn't expect it to really be the same. There was some issues, for example, like diversity, where I do agree. I don't think they had to change up so much characters and how they looked. They could have kept how people looked. You know what I mean? They didn't have to change it up and try to do everything but what they weren't supposed to do. Like, that was a little odd for me. So I thought that they could have stuck to that. There was one thing they could have stuck to it. They could have stuck to that. The girls, we already knew how they look, so we're expecting that. So for example, like, we're not expecting Aisha to be white. You know what I mean? So I agree with that part. Also, one thing, because I'm speaking on Aisha, it was nice to see, representation of a black dark-skinned woman in a role, because oftentimes with Netflix and Hollywood shows, they like to replace black women with mixed women. So I was really grateful that Aisha was actually, a black woman. And that's the same thing that, other people wanted to see in those characters. They didn't want to see those characters change. They wanted to see the same representation. So that's my one issue with the show. Overall, I feel like, you did good on one part, but you could have did better on those other parts. And I think once, Netflix and a lot of these producers, even though they know, once they realize that people want to see, themselves reflected through these shows, the better things will be. And especially if those characters are already there. Overall, I tried to look at the show for what it is. I did not try to take any pretenses to it. I said, okay, like, this is the Winx Club idea, but it's not the whole thing. So what do I think about this show? I actually like it a lot. It's giving me Vampire Diaries, the original City of Angels type vibes. Maybe a bit of Sabrina, but Sabrina is very dark. So I don't know. But overall, I thought that this show was really, really good. Like, really good. I would give this like a B. Or like, B scale and B plus. I wouldn't give it an A, but I could say that I was entertained and there was a lot of refreshing scenes. So one thing that did bother me early on is Bloom's like attitude. Like, I was like, why did they give Bloom such a bad attitude in the beginning? Like, I had an issue with everything, was very spoiled, gave me a little bit bratty vibe. I didn't like how Stella was such a bitch basically, but that changed overall. And they did a good job of giving each character their own personality. So I felt like I got to know all the characters individually. So I said, that's nice. There was a whole bunch of like unexpected things that happened. So I want to dig into that a little bit. But I did overall think that the show was pretty good. It did keep me watching. There wasn't any time where I kind of just looked down and was like, what is this? Like, I truly enjoyed it. So one thing I didn't like, I appreciate for once the fact that, if a black woman is to play a role, they actually put a black woman in the role. But I want to break out of that, like, I definitely want to break out of that, the black best friend caregiver vibe that they give a lot of black women in shows, like the supporting black friend. I got that a lot from Aisha, to the point where at a certain point it made her look obsessed with Bloom and not, kind of having her own life in her own world. So that's one thing I definitely want to break out of, that supportive, there for you, do whatever for you black friend, okay? Because Bloom would have been told about herself, and all of that is a no for me. So the real reason why I'm giving this a B, like between the B and the B plus, is because I felt like there should have been more wow moments. I know there was only 6 episodes and there's only so much you can do with 6 episodes, but I feel like there should have been more wow moments. Bloom's trying to figure out who her parents are after finding out that she was, switched into the other world, and the really boom moment, I don't want to spoil this for anybody who hasn't watched this yet, but the really big moment for me was when Rosalind came back. You know, a part of me was wondering, like, Bloom, like, are you that stupid? You know what I mean? Like, so some girl tells you some things about your history, supposedly. She obviously has a motive, and you just run blindly behind her instead of collectively gathering your information. So you went and you heard both sides, and through hearing both sides, you thought, let me go let this lady go that I don't know, but I'm gonna trust someone because you told me more of the truth than anybody else has. Like, I was just sitting there trying to figure out, like, what, like, who thinks like that? Oh, because you told me the supposed truth and you gave me more information than anybody else, you're more of a gossiper than anybody else, I'm gonna take your word, I'm gonna release you and cause all this chaos. Like, this was all, everything that happened towards the end. I want you guys to definitely watch this, so I'm not gonna ruin too much, but everything that happened towards the end was all Bloom's fault, and a lot of it could be controlled by her just being patient. And I understand, like, there was a lot going on. She didn't know who her parents was, she wasn't getting the answer, but to me, I would have saw it as that lady's down there locked up for some reason, and it's not for me to unlock you. I just really feel like she didn't know that much, and she swore her parents were from that village that they she just didn't know that much. But I was very surprised. I don't want this video to be long, but I was very surprised by the ending where Rosalind basically took over. I don't know why I was surprised, because in the cartoon, like, there's two schools. There's, like, you know, for the good fairies, and there's another school, but obviously it's not the same thing. But I was kind of surprised how she just came in and took over, like, everything, like killed the headmaster. And I'm just like, Bloom, this headmaster is dead because of you. Locked up Sky's other father, and basically took over. And I'm just like, okay, this is good. This is something that I've been waiting to see, but I feel like they need to build up more anticipation throughout the episodes. Something I don't like about Netflix shows is that they don't treat it like a regular show, and I get it. It's for you to binge watch. But just because I'm binge watching it doesn't mean that I don't want a cliffhanger from one episode to the next. From one episode to the next, let me feel excited about watching that next episode. And honestly, the Winx Club is something to just watch, and that was the vibe it was giving me. It wasn't giving me like any like serious build up to each episode. So I might have to bring the B+ back to a B. But overall, if you want something just to watch and chill, like, that's why I said it was giving me very City of Angels. Is it City of Angels or City of Bones? I read these books like when I was in high school, and I'm old now. City of Bones. My bad, the show was called Shadow Hunters, but the book was like City of Bones, City of this. So that's the vibe that this show was giving me. It was giving me the same writer of this and Vampire Diaries type vibe. But I felt like it was giving me more Shadow Hunter vibes, and I feel like that could be a bit of a problem, because I don't even know if Shadow Hunters is still going, because I lost interest in it. But like I said, you need something episode to episode to really help boost it. So meanwhile, I did think that this show was gonna be bad. It was good, and it was definitely worth a watch. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. Do you guys think it was worth a watch? What was some issues that you had with it? I know people had a lot of, I know people were very upset about the clothing, how the girls looked, the diversity behind it. What was your main issue with it in the beginning? After watching the show, what is your opinion on it now? Is it good? Would you watch if there was a season 2 again? Because I think I would. I won't say I'm waiting on it, but I am curious. Like, you know, I might go into Netflix and be like, are they coming out with a season 2? But I won't be eager for it. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel, and also follow me on Instagram at leopardess_. Bye.